Welcome back, folks. I have to say this is a bit of a new direction for us. Usually, we go more towards the philosophical conundrums. This one, though, let's just say this is a little bit more action-packed. If you're looking for a little bit of both, well, hey, why not check out our server and tell us what you think about this story and talk about other stories we do. So go ahead, join up, and let's get to it. They say death is the great equalizer. Everyone dies. Well, everyone, except the ones who can afford to live forever. Not forever exactly, but long enough. Long enough to see the sunrise over New Berlin and set over Lisbon. Long enough to have a dozen copies of you walking around while the real you collects dust in an urn. In the year 2164, we found a way to dodge death by copying the soul. The rich call it salvation, the poor call it theft. Either way, the company behind it all calls it business. Nemo Industries, their slogan echoes across the skyline of New Berlin. Live forever, on demand. For a price, they offer the impossible neurocopies, perfect replicas of a person's mind. Every memory, every thought, every scar. It's hard to argue with the sentiment. Who wouldn't want to live forever? Who wouldn't want to wake up again when they die? It's installed into these synthetic bodies that never age, never tire, and then you die. My fingers trembled as I touched my own face. It felt alien, perfectly symmetrical. No scars, no calluses, no past. And yet, memories flooded in. The ocean breeze from my childhood in Nova Lisboa, the bitter scent of burnt coffee from Dad's garage, the fear, the screaming, the sound of shattering glass as a truck slammed into my car. The moment I died, that's when I realized the truth. Copies don't remember dying. That was the whole point. I wore a stolen coat and a question that wouldn't leave me. If I remember being Elias Verne, am I he? Or just a ghost with good shafto? The net said the real Elias was alive, older, slower, but alive, living in Sector V, where the glass ceilings are real and the air is still filtered by plants. I needed to see him. I needed to ask. I found him in a room filled with sunlight and lies. He looked up at me with hollow eyes, like a man seeing his own funeral. You weren't supposed to wake up, he said. They promised me the defective ones were destroyed. I stared at him, at myself, the same jawline, the same twitch in the left eye, but different inside. He looked tired, old. Why would you make so many of me? I asked. He didn't answer. So I told him what he already knew. I'm number 37, aren't I the others? You deleted them. His lips didn't move, but his silence screamed. He turned away. You're not supposed to exist. You're a glitch, a misfire in the neuroforking. You have too much of me, too much humanity. I asked. That's when I saw the papers on his desk. A deletion order filed for Elias Verne. The real one dated tomorrow. He wasn't planning to erase me. He was preparing to erase himself. You're dying, I said. He didn't deny it. He reached for a glass of water. His hands shook. I made you because I was afraid to end, he whispered. But none of the others felt right. Too cold, too blank. He turned to me, eyes glistening. But you're the closest to what I used to be. And I hate you for it. I walked out, not in anger, not in triumph, just free. Because for the first time since I opened my eyes, I understood I wasn't a copy. I was a fork, a split soul. And now that soul was mine. They'll come for me. Nemo doesn't like loose ends, especially ones that think, dream, and bleed like the originals. But I'm not running. I have my memories. I have my name. And I have one advantage. I know what I am. Not code, not echo. Me. Nemo Industries is one of the biggest corporations in the world, one of the most powerful. Even after centuries, their influence seems unbreakable. And how could it be otherwise? After all, who wouldn't want to work for the company that gives you eternal life? Despite the ethical concerns, Dr. Verne pressed on, driven by a desire to conquer death itself. Finally, he developed a process called neuroforking, which allowed him to create perfect replicas of a person's mind. The first few attempts were unstable, resulting in copies that were either too violent or too docile. But eventually, he created a stable, reliable process. And that's when Nemo Industries was born. News of the company's success spread like wildfire, attracting the attention of some of the wealthiest people in the world. They flocked to Nemo, eager to secure a place for themselves in the afterlife. Dr. Verne used the influx of money to expand his operation, building massive facilities across the globe and recruiting thousands of scientists and technicians. But as the company grew, so did the ethical concerns. Critics argued that creating copies of people was a form of slavery, that these copies were nothing more than soulless machines. But Memno's wealthy clients didn't care. They were willing to do anything to live forever. As the years went on, Memno became a ubiquitous part of the human experience. It was common for families to have multiple copies of their loved ones walking around, each one slightly different, but all of them cherished. But there was always something unsettling about the company, something about Dr. Verne's methods, something about the way the copies seemed almost too perfect. It was as if there was a dark secret lurking beneath the surface. And as we've seen, that secret was me. So yeah, that's the pitch. Let us know what you guys think. Remember, if you want to talk about this in a spoiler-free way, we have a server. Also, let us know your thoughts about the narrator. I honestly feel like that as the core of the story and the reason I love it so much. Let us know what you guys think, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.